name's Ed Durbis. This is 903 Driving. Today, we're driving an E450 4MATIC with a 3.0 liter V6, producing 362 horsepower and 369 pounds of torque. For a car that weighs about 4,100 pounds, it'll get it from 0 to 60 in just 4.6 seconds. Those are actually really big numbers. Just not too long ago, those were AMG numbers. So, with that being said, let's get this show on the road and see what this E450 is all about. Here we go, driving an E450 4MATIC. I gotta tell you right off the bat, this car does feel quick. It does lack a little bit of feel in the steering. The steering is quick, don't get me wrong, but there isn't a lot of communication coming from what's going on with the tires up front. Brakes are strong, so we'll have to see if we get any feedback when we hit the country road, a little curvy road. But other than that, we have it set on Sports Plus, and it's holding the gears pretty well. It's a 9-speed automatic transmission, and just like I mentioned earlier in the intro, funny enough, just not too long ago, the 450 had a badge, an AMG badge, which later on they took off after the 43 came in, the 53s, but it did have an AMG badge on the side. It wasn't a full-fledged AMG. It just meant that it had more power, and the suspension had been tuned a little bit more towards a harder driving style. But they've gone away with that since they introduced, like I just mentioned, they introduced the other models from AMG, the 43, the 53, and obviously you get the 63s. Obviously the 63 has been discontinued now, but and also, as I mentioned in the intro, just the first original E55 had a little bit less power than this car, and it was an all rear-wheel drive car. It was a V8. This is obviously, like I said, it's a 3.0 V6 twin turbo, producing that same kind of power, and it's, you know, it's quick. It definitely is a quick car. Yes, it's not as quick as the other, as an AMG version of it, but it is entertaining and it's quick. So let's find out how she does from a standstill, and then we'll take it down our curvy road and see how she handles there. But my take so far is that it's got an interesting personality. It's quirky enough, but also it's very, it's just your basic everyday car that you can go to, where you can just grab the key, you're gonna be happy with it, you're being comfortable with it. It'll give you enough power. You can carry enough people, carry enough stuff in the trunk. So let's see how she does with a standstill, and then we'll do our curvy road test, and then we'll do our final thoughts. And so let's get down there and see. Here we go. Throttle down. Yeah, it's quick. And that all-wheel drive system and that 369 pounds of torque, like I mentioned just a minute ago, it's quick, and it's holding the gear, and just road opens up again, full throttle like that. Yeah, this car will, it'll definitely get you in trouble. And it's quick, and it holds the gear, and it wants to go. And the suspension, I think, is just set up right now. I think it's perfectly set up for what this car is meant to be. It's not a full-fledged AMG, like I said, so the bumps are not beating you up. It is smooth down the road, and on Sports Plus you can just give it a little more throttle, and it just picks up speed quickly. This car is perfectly suited for roads like this, perfectly suited for cruising down the highway at triple digits and still having enough power to overtake somebody else who's doing exactly the same thing that you're doing. So let's get it down to a twisty road, and let's see how she does there. Here we go on a curvy road, Sports Plus. brakes do not give you a lot of feedback, but the torque on this car, it's what makes the car entertaining. You can carry so much more speed. It's pretty flat. There isn't a lot of body roll. You can come down. You can hear the transmission holding the gears. It's just too bad there's not a lot of feedback coming back from the steering wheel or the brakes. But the chassis itself, I mean, it holds pretty well, and that all-wheel drive system definitely helps you get around the turns. You go up the hill. It's definitely an entertaining car to drive, and it makes you want to drive quickly. All right, got a little more of that torque. Up the hill we go. It's just the torque is intoxicating. It really is. This is a very sweet engine. So let's get down the parkway, and like I said just a minute ago, let's get our final thoughts. Yeah, but it is quite an entertaining sedan, that's for sure. But there's a few drawbacks. I'll get to them. My final thoughts on an E450 4MATIC. One thing that I'm right off the bat, the color of this car is selenite gray, which I think it kind of suits it somewhat well, and for this reason, it's like having that gray suit from Brooks Brothers that is your workhorse suit. You wear it often, it just fits right. It's not overly over like, look at me. Is exactly what it is. It's a workhorse, and it lasts, and it's durable. And this is exactly what this car is. It's got a great engine. It's got enough power to get you out of any situation you need to merge into traffic, to hit down the country road. But with that being said, it's not 100% a sports car. It is exactly what it is. Like I just said, a horse that just likes to eat the miles. That's exactly it. You get it on a highway, and this car will just cruise in triple digits without even blinking an eye. You want to go up a hill, you got the torque. You want to maneuver around an emergency, you got the power. But you don't have a lot of feed. The steering wheel, it steers perfectly fine, but there's numbness. There's nothing really telling you exactly what the wheels are doing. The brakes are strong, but the same thing. They don't really tell you, they don't tell you exactly when they're buying, even though the brakes are cross drilled and vented in this car. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. And it just material wise, yeah, it's a $65,000 car, brand new, and there's a few things I think that whoever purchased this car did not opt for, like cooling seats or shade or panoramic sunroof. They opt for other things. They've got the Burmmaster sound system, which I've always mentioned is actually fantastic in these cars, and the sports package, which gives us the wheels and the paddle shifters. But yeah, that's exactly what this car is. And it's just the car that you want to take every single time that you just, you don't want to be beat up by it. You don't want to be like panicking about like, oh, something's gonna happen to it. You know, this falls right in the middle between the E300, which is a 4-cylinder, which gets that car from 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds, which is not quick at all for a car that's a mid-sized car. But this car is just perfectly fine for what it is. It's in the middle of its bracket. You know, you got the top of the line E63, if you can find one out there, with that V8 over 600 horsepower. And then you have your E300 at the bottom, but this is just right in the middle. And I think this is a great package for that. If this is what you're looking for a car that you could get in every morning, go to work, pick up the kids, drop them off, it's the perfect car for it. You got plenty of room in the trunk. Like I said, you got plenty of power, plenty of tech that is beyond what other brand new cars have. Yeah, it's a very good package, and I highly recommend it. At a price point now, this car is only 13,000 miles in odometer for $60,000. Yeah, it's a pretty good price. And you know, yeah, you got a lot of competitors out there. You got a BMW, you got the Audi, but I think the BMW will be too more for sportiness. Audi would be a little bit softer too, so I think this is pretty just falls in the middle there too. So with that, I'll give it a thumbs up, and yeah, I've definitely enjoyed the time that I spent with it, as if you've seen the video. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed, I don't know what's going on. I know that a lot of viewers out there who watch the videos haven't subscribed yet. Subscribe, it does help the channel. Comment, any comment helps. I like to know exactly what you guys are thinking, where you want the channel to go, how to want the channel to grow. Thumbs up, give it a thumbs if you like the video. Hit the notification bell if you haven't yet, to find out when the next video is coming. And a huge thanks always to JT over at Mercedes-Benz of Arlington, who's been more than helpful to try to make the channel grow. I really do appreciate it. His information is down in the link below. Same thing with the information on this car. But with all that being said, I hope everybody's staying safe. I hope everybody's getting ready for a beautiful spring and summertime coming. And I can't wait to catch you guys on the next video. And until then, bye.